This video is on the Roman Empire, but not in the way that you think, right? USA is modern Rome. Think about it, right? If you identify as American and you're proud of that, like I get it, right? I'm proud to be American, but only because of what that means, the potential of what United States of America is. It is the potential of the fully realized we the people, a government for the people, by the people, right? But in reality, the USA is more akin to Rome. It treats its citizens questionably well, right? We have freedoms, right? More like the illusion of freedom, but we have freedoms. We have more freedom than other people in the world, and so we should be grateful for that more freedom than others that we have. And this is based off of what we're told too, compared to the rest of the world as well. So it treats us well. So to us, it is not an authoritative figure, right? But the way that it interacts with the rest of the world is very authoritative. There are global regulations and limitations and rules that other countries have to follow that the USA just doesn't have to follow, but yet it gets to hold other countries accountable, right? And it gets to decide who the bad guy is. And when that person's a bad guy, it uses big hype words like communism, socialism, terrorism, nuclear threat, right? All these things. And these used to be ways to rile up its citizens, so citizens would support it going to war with another country, right? Lots of propaganda. It's a big propaganda machine. So, anyways, it says these big hype words to decide who's a bad guy. But then when you go look historically and realize that the USA has removed people from leadership who were democratically chosen by the people, and we have put monarchs in power over those people, because in reality, the bad guy to the US is anybody who doesn't play ball, anybody who doesn't play game, anybody who wants to nationalize their programs or resources that the USA or other countries like the USA are invested in or interested in. Oh, well, now you're a threat. Now you don't want to play ball, now you're a terrorist. It has nothing to do with the type of leader that somebody is, and everything to do with if they're willing to allow the USA to harvest their resources or not. So it essentially is this person greedy or not? Can we, can we control this person? That's what it is. And like Rome, we spread influence, we conquer, but we conquer through imperialism, but imperialism of the dollar, through capitalist venture, through policies, through legislation, through legality. We don't necessarily do it through swarms and swarms of soldiers. We only use armies and military as a last result when countries will not play game at all. Then we send in the big guns and we show how powerful we really are. Because in reality, whether we want to admit it or not, as our pride as Americans typically that won't let us admit that our country is a big bully. It's not the world police, it's the world authority, or one of them, right? It's not the only one, but it plays a big role in that position. And well, all of that is pretty much just facts. We are modern day Rome and other countries that we work with, right? Just one big modern Roman empire. And we're in the pocket of some other countries. It's obvious that we're in the pocket of Israel, right? It's a big circular cash flow thing, right? We pay Israel our money, our people's money, our federal tax dollars go to Israel. So Israel can start crap with other countries. And then, so we fund Israel's wars, and then Israel pays our politicians to have interest in it. And then anytime anybody brings stuff up like this, right, we use these fear words, these words of control like anti-Semitism, right? If you say anything and it's seen as anti-Jewish, oh, well, that's anti-Semitic. It doesn't matter if it has any truth or not, if it's just against some form of Israel, not even Jewish people, Israel, right? Which Israel is a country, it's a form of government. Being anti-Israel is not being anti-Semitic. Being anti-Semitic means that you're racist or discriminatory against all Jewish people simply for them being Jewish. Like that's like somebody being anti-American in another country and then assigning them a name. Oh, well, you're anti this, right? Oh, you're racist. You can't be racist against a country. You're xenophobic, maybe. Early Europe did this with Christianity. We used Christianity in order to be an authority, in order to instill fear in people and to question, a God-fearing Christian wouldn't do this. Are you sure you're a God-fearing Christian? And we did it in the USA with communism and the Red Scare, the whole silent generation. Sound like a commie to me, because only a commie would say something like that, right? Fear of ostracization, fear of being perceived the bad guy, fear of being perceived as a terrorist, fear of being perceived as anti-Christian, as non-God-fearing, as quote-unquote an evil person. Control and manipulation of the populations of people through fear. It's has been a useful tactic historically, and it is still used today. You just have to realize that the only thing that changes is the word, philosophy, or concept that is being used. Socialism is another one. Oh, you sound like a socialist to me. Meanwhile, everybody's, oh yeah, capitalism. Capitalism is like almost like the new Christian, right? Like, oh, you sound like an anti-capitalist. Well, capitalism and socialism both have the same weakness. Capitalism relies on the people at the top caring about the people at the bottom. If there's nothing to enforce that, if there's no balance to maintain transparency of that, capitalism has the same exact fallout as socialism does. They both require to have in mind the goodwill of the people. The only difference is one leads to quote unquote communism, right? A powerful government, right? And then the other one is more like a corporate dystopia where the corporations actually have more power in the policies and the government actions. That's more of like akin to like Star Wars when a company owns a planet type of ideology. There's not really too much of a difference between corrupted socialism and corrupted capitalism. When you get down to it's just two different ways of oppressing people. It's seeming more and more like the USA is not a government for the people, it's a government by corporations. It seems more and more like USA is a brand, and that it's not about the interests of the people, it's about the interests of the corporations and the small group of wealth owners and resources and scarcity and hoarding. That's what it seems more and more like. So don't let your patriotism be used against you. Don't let it be channeled into supporting things that you probably really don't actually agree with, right? So be proud to be an American, of the idea of what an American is, of what the United States of America is supposed to stand for. But understand that your patriotism is being abused. You are being neglected and manipulated in order to spread corporate influence. The USA is almost essentially the modern Roman Empire.